Abraham Lincoln, born on February 12, 1809, in a humble log cabin in Hardin County, Kentucky, would go on to become one of the most revered figures in American history. His life story is one of perseverance, self-improvement, and visionary leadership. In this article, we delve into the remarkable journey of Abraham Lincoln, exploring the key moments and principles that defined his life and shaped his enduring legacy. Abraham Lincoln's early years were marked by adversity and financial hardships. His family moved to the frontier state of Indiana, seeking better opportunities. Growing up in a rural environment, Lincoln experienced the challenges of pioneer life, including physical labor, limited resources, and a lack of formal education. However, these formative experiences instilled in him a strong work ethic and resilience that would prove invaluable in his future endeavors. From an early age, Lincoln displayed a keen intellect and a thirst for knowledge. Despite the limited access to education, he made the most of every opportunity to learn. He borrowed books, walked miles to borrow materials from neighboring towns, and spent countless hours reading by candlelight. Lincoln's determination to educate himself laid the foundation for his lifelong pursuit of self-improvement. As a young man, Lincoln continued his pursuit of knowledge and personal growth. He moved to New Salem, Illinois, where he worked various jobs while simultaneously studying law. Lincoln's dedication to his legal studies was remarkable. He borrowed law books from a local lawyer and taught himself the intricacies of the legal profession. In 1836, Lincoln obtained his law license and began practicing law. He established a reputation for his honesty, integrity, and his ability to articulate complex arguments. Lincoln's legal career flourished, and he became known as a skilled attorney and a champion for the underprivileged. Inspired by his passion for justice and equality, Lincoln embarked on a political career that would shape the course of American history. He aligned himself with the newly formed Republican Party, which stood against the expansion of slavery. In 1858, Lincoln ran for the U.S. Senate against the incumbent Stephen A. Douglas, engaging in a series of debates that captured the nation's attention. The Lincoln-Douglas debates, held during the Illinois Senate race, were a pivotal moment in Lincoln's political career. These debates were not only about winning a Senate seat but also about the future of the nation and the institution of slavery. Lincoln eloquently argued against the expansion of slavery, emphasizing the principles of liberty and equality enshrined in the Declaration of Independence. While Lincoln did not win the Senate election, the debates brought him national recognition and positioned him as a prominent voice within the Republican Party. His powerful arguments and persuasive speeches set the stage for his subsequent rise to the presidency. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln won the Republican nomination for the presidency, and in November of that year, he was elected as the 16th President of the United States. His presidency began at a time of deep division in the country, with several southern states seceding from the Union. Lincoln faced the monumental task of preserving the Union and leading the nation through one of its most challenging periods. One of the defining moments of Lincoln's presidency was the issuance of the Emancipation Proclamation in 1862. This landmark document declared that all slaves in Confederate territories were to be set free. Although it did not immediately free all slaves, the Emancipation Proclamation marked a significant turning point in the fight against slavery. It transformed the Civil War from a struggle for preserving the Union to a moral crusade for freedom and equality. Throughout his presidency, Lincoln navigated the complexities of leading a nation at war. He faced criticism from both sides of the political spectrum, balancing the demands of military strategy, public opinion, and his own unwavering commitment to the principles of justice and equality. Lincoln's leadership during the Civil War showcased his resilience, strategic thinking, and deep empathy for the soldiers and citizens affected by the conflict. Another seminal moment in Lincoln's presidency was his delivery of the Gettysburg Address in 1863. This brief yet powerful speech was delivered at the dedication of the Soldiers' National Cemetery in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, following the devastating Battle of Gettysburg. In his address, Lincoln eloquently captured the essence of the American experiment, emphasizing the importance of equality, freedom, and democracy. His words, now etched in history, continue to inspire and resonate with people around the world. As the Civil War neared its conclusion, Lincoln delivered his second inaugural address in 1865. In this poignant speech, he spoke of the need for healing and reconciliation in a divided nation. Lincoln's call for compassion and unity, even in the face of great suffering, showcased his profound understanding of the human condition and his unwavering belief in the power of forgiveness and redemption. Tragically, Abraham Lincoln's life was cut short on April 14, 1865, when he was assassinated at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. His untimely death shocked the nation and plunged it into mourning. The loss of Lincoln was not only a personal tragedy but also a profound loss for the nation. His vision of a united and equal America was left unfulfilled, but his legacy lived on. Abraham Lincoln's contributions to the United States extend far beyond his presidency. His unwavering commitment to equality, justice, and the preservation of the Union serve as guiding principles for future generations. Lincoln's leadership during one of the most challenging periods in American history demonstrates the power of conviction, compassion, and resilience. Abraham Lincoln's journey from a humble log cabin to the presidency is a testament to the transformative power of determination and leadership. His commitment to justice, equality, and unity resonates with people around the world, making him an iconic figure in history. As we reflect on his life and legacy, let us remember the enduring power of leadership and the potential for positive change. Abraham Lincoln's unwavering belief in the principles upon which the United States was founded continues to inspire us to strive for a more inclusive and just society. Martin Luther King Jr., born on January 15, 1929, in Atlanta, Georgia, was a prominent leader in the American civil rights movement. His unwavering commitment to justice, equality, and nonviolent resistance made him one of the most influential figures in shaping the course of American history. This article delves into the extraordinary life of Martin Luther King Jr., exploring his early years, his leadership in the civil rights movement, and his enduring legacy. King's childhood was deeply rooted in the African American church tradition. His father, Martin Luther King Sr., was a Baptist minister, and his mother, Alberta Williams King, was a musician and church organist. Raised in a loving and supportive family, King's upbringing instilled in him a strong sense of faith, community, and social responsibility. As a young boy, King experienced firsthand the harsh realities of racial segregation and discrimination. Growing up in the deeply segregated South, he witnessed the injustices faced by African Americans on a daily basis. These early experiences profoundly impacted his worldview and set him on a path of activism and advocacy. After completing his education, King followed in his father's footsteps and became a Baptist minister. In 1955, he emerged as a prominent leader when he led the Montgomery bus boycott in Alabama. The boycott, sparked by Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her bus seat to a white passenger, lasted for 381 days and ultimately led to a Supreme Court ruling declaring segregation on public buses unconstitutional. King's leadership and eloquence as a speaker quickly propelled him to national prominence. His powerful speeches, such as the iconic "I Have a Dream" speech delivered during the 1963 March on Washington, resonated deeply with people across the nation. He called for an end to racial segregation and discrimination, envisioning a future where individuals would be judged not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. In addition to his advocacy for racial equality, King was also a vocal critic of the Vietnam War. He believed that the war diverted resources and attention away from addressing pressing domestic issues, such as poverty and systemic racism. King's stance on the war drew both praise and criticism, illustrating his willingness to speak out against injustice, even when it was unpopular. Tragically, King's life was cut short on April 4, 1968, when he was assassinated in Memphis, Tennessee. His untimely death sent shockwaves throughout the nation and sparked widespread outrage and mourning. However, his legacy lived on, continuing to inspire generations to fight for justice and equality. Martin Luther King Jr.'s impact on American society cannot be overstated. His tireless advocacy and use of nonviolent resistance as a means of effecting social change left an indelible mark on the civil rights movement. Through his leadership, he galvanized millions of individuals to join the fight against racism and discrimination. King's philosophy of nonviolence was deeply influenced by Mahatma Gandhi and his principles of satyagraha. He firmly believed that love, understanding, and peaceful protest could triumph over hate and violence. This belief was at the core of his approach to activism, and it influenced countless others who sought to challenge injustice through peaceful means. The legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. lives on in various forms. In 1986, his birthday was established as a national holiday in the United States, a testament to his enduring impact. His speeches and writings continue to be studied and celebrated, reminding us of the importance of empathy, justice, and equality. Moreover, King's efforts paved the way for significant legislative achievements, such as the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. These landmark laws prohibited discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin and sought to dismantle systemic barriers to voting rights for African Americans. However, King's dream of a truly equal and just society remains elusive. The fight against racism, discrimination, and inequality continues to this day. The ongoing struggles for racial justice, police reform, and equal access to education and economic opportunities remind us of the work that still needs to be done. In conclusion, Martin Luther King Jr.'s life and legacy serve as a reminder of the power of courage, compassion, and determination in the face of adversity. His unwavering commitment to justice and equality made him a transformative figure in the civil rights movement and an inspiration to generations of activists. As we reflect on his life, let us recommit ourselves to the ongoing pursuit of a more inclusive and equitable society, honoring the legacy of this remarkable leader. George Washington, born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia, is widely revered as the father of the United States. His leadership, integrity, and unwavering commitment to the principles of liberty and democracy laid the foundation for the nation's early years. This article delves into the remarkable life of George Washington, exploring his formative years, his pivotal role in the American Revolution, his presidency, and his enduring legacy. As a young man, Washington displayed qualities that would shape his future as a leader. He developed a strong work ethic and a sense of responsibility while working on his family's tobacco plantation. His experience as a surveyor in the frontier also honed his skills in navigation, mapping, and dealing with diverse populations. Washington's rise to prominence came during the American Revolution. He was appointed as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army, entrusted with the arduous task of leading a fledgling army against the powerful British forces. Despite facing numerous challenges and setbacks, Washington's leadership and strategic acumen played a pivotal role in securing victory for the American colonies. His courage and perseverance were evident during the harsh winter at Valley Forge, where the Continental Army endured extreme hardships. Washington's steadfastness and ability to inspire and motivate his troops kept the spirit of the Revolution alive during one of its darkest moments. His leadership qualities earned him the respect and admiration of his soldiers and fellow patriots. Following the successful conclusion of the Revolutionary War, Washington's status as a national hero was unquestioned. Despite the temptation to consolidate power, he willingly relinquished his military command and returned to his Mount Vernon estate. This act of voluntarily stepping down from a position of authority established a precedent for peaceful transition of power, setting the stage for the democratic principles that would shape the young nation. In 1787, Washington played a pivotal role in the Constitutional Convention held in Philadelphia. His leadership and influence were instrumental in the drafting of the United States Constitution, a document that established the framework for the new nation's government. Washington's endorsement and eventual presidency brought legitimacy and stability to the federal government, solidifying the foundations of the young republic. In 1789, George Washington assumed the role of the nation's first president. During his 2 terms in office, he faced numerous challenges, both domestic and foreign. His administration grappled with issues such as establishing a stable economy, defining the powers of the federal government, and maintaining neutrality amidst European conflicts. Washington's presidency was marked by his commitment to fostering unity and ensuring the longevity of the new nation. He emphasized the importance of national unity over regional or partisan interests, and warned against the dangers of political factions in his farewell address. His leadership and statesmanship helped shape the office of the presidency and set precedents for future leaders. After completing his second term, Washington retired from public life, demonstrating once again his dedication to the principles of Republican government. He returned to Mount Vernon, where he focused on his plantation and played an active role in the establishment of a new capital city, which would later be named Washington, D.C., in his honor. George Washington's impact on the United States extends far beyond his lifetime. His leadership and character shaped the identity of the nation during its formative years. Washington's commitment to civic virtue, integrity, and public service set a high standard for future leaders to follow. His legacy is reflected in the enduring symbols associated with his name, such as the iconic image of Washington crossing the Delaware River, which symbolizes the indomitable spirit and determination of the American Revolution. Additionally, the monument dedicated to his memory in Washington, D.C., stands as a tribute to his enduring influence and his role in shaping the nation's history. In conclusion, George Washington's life and legacy exemplify the virtues of leadership, sacrifice, and commitment to the principles of freedom and democracy. As the nation's first president, his vision and actions established the foundations of the United States. Today, his legacy serves as a reminder of the importance of civic responsibility, unity, and ethical leadership in the pursuit of a more perfect union. Benjamin Franklin, born on January 17, 1706, in Boston, Massachusetts, was one of the most influential figures of the American Enlightenment. His multifaceted life and accomplishments spanned various fields, including science, literature, politics, and diplomacy. This article delves into the extraordinary life of Benjamin Franklin, exploring his early years, his contributions to science and invention, his role as a founding father, and his enduring legacy. From a young age, Franklin exhibited a voracious appetite for knowledge. Although he received limited formal education, he became a self-taught polymath through his insatiable curiosity and dedication to lifelong learning. As a printer's apprentice in his youth, he devoured books and immersed himself in intellectual pursuits, laying the groundwork for his future intellectual achievements. Franklin's scientific inquiries and experiments made him a renowned figure in the field. His experiments with electricity, including the famous kite experiment, contributed significantly to the understanding of electrical phenomena. His discoveries and inventions, such as the lightning rod and bifocals, revolutionized the scientific community and earned him international acclaim. In addition to his scientific pursuits, Franklin was also a prolific writer and publisher. His almanac, Poor Richard's Almanac, filled with witty and insightful aphorisms, became wildly popular and cemented his reputation as a writer. His publications tackled various subjects, including politics, philosophy, and self-improvement, and his writing style resonated with a wide audience. Franklin's talents extended beyond the realm of science and literature. He was an influential figure in politics and played a pivotal role in shaping the American Revolution. As a fervent advocate for colonial rights, he became deeply involved in the movement for independence from British rule. Franklin's diplomatic skills were instrumental in securing crucial support from France during the Revolutionary War, ultimately leading to the United States' victory and independence. His contributions to the formation of the United States did not end with the Revolutionary War. Franklin played a key role in the drafting and signing of the U.S. Constitution. As the oldest delegate at the Constitutional Convention, his wisdom and experience were invaluable in shaping the framework of the new nation's government. Beyond his achievements in science and politics, Franklin was also a dedicated philanthropist and community leader. He established the first public library in the United States, the Library Company of Philadelphia, recognizing the importance of access to knowledge for all citizens. Franklin also founded the first volunteer fire department, paved the way for the establishment of public hospitals, and contributed to the development of educational institutions. Franklin's legacy as a founding father and Renaissance man endures to this day. His contributions to science, literature, politics, and public service remain an inspiration to generations. His emphasis on self-improvement, industriousness, and civic responsibility resonates with individuals striving for personal and societal progress. Moreover, Franklin's wit and wisdom continue to captivate readers. His aphorisms, such as, "Early to bed and early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise," have become part of the American cultural fabric. His autobiography, one of the most celebrated in American literature, offers valuable insights into his life, principles, and the pursuit of moral perfection. In conclusion, Benjamin Franklin's life and achievements exemplify the spirit of the American Enlightenment and the ideals of the Founding Fathers. His intellectual curiosity, scientific discoveries, political contributions, and philanthropic endeavors continue to shape our understanding of what it means to be a Renaissance man. Franklin's enduring legacy reminds us of the power of knowledge, innovation, and civic engagement in creating a better society. Ronald Wilson Reagan, born on February 6, 1911, in Tampico, Illinois, was a transformative figure in American politics. His presidency, which spanned from 1981 to 1989, left an indelible mark on the nation and continues to shape conservative ideology. This article delves into the remarkable life of Ronald Reagan, exploring his early years, his rise in Hollywood, his political career, and his enduring legacy. Reagan's journey to the presidency was a unique one. Before entering politics, he enjoyed a successful career in the entertainment industry. As a young man, he displayed talent as an actor, starring in numerous films and eventually becoming the president of the Screen Actors Guild. His experience in Hollywood honed his communication skills and charisma, which would prove instrumental in his later political endeavors. Reagan's political career began in the 1960s, when he emerged as a prominent conservative voice. He delivered a powerful televised speech titled, "A Time for Choosing," in support of Barry Goldwater's presidential campaign in 1964. The speech catapulted Reagan onto the national stage and established him as a rising star within the Republican Party. In 1966, Reagan successfully ran for governor of California, serving 2 terms from 1967 to 1975. As governor, he implemented conservative policies, including tax cuts and reductions in government spending. His emphasis on limited government intervention and individual liberty resonated with many conservatives, propelling him to the forefront of the national political scene. Reagan's bid for the presidency in 1980 marked a turning point in American politics. Running on a platform of smaller government, lower taxes, and a strong national defense, he appealed to a broad coalition of voters. His optimistic vision for America, encapsulated in his campaign's slogan, "Let's make America great again," resonated with many who felt disillusioned by the economic and international challenges of the time. Upon assuming the presidency in 1981, Reagan wasted no time in implementing his conservative agenda. His economic policies, known as Reaganomics, aimed to stimulate economic growth through tax cuts and deregulation. These policies, coupled with a commitment to free market principles, led to a period of significant economic expansion known as the Reagan Revolution. Reagan's foreign policy approach was characterized by a firm stance against communism and a commitment to American exceptionalism. He played a pivotal role in bringing an end to the Cold War, advocating for a strong defense and challenging the Soviet Union's influence. His memorable speech at the Brandenburg Gate in Berlin, where he famously declared, "Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall," became a defining moment in the struggle for freedom and democracy. Despite the controversies and challenges that marked Reagan's presidency, such as the Iran-Contra affair, he maintained high approval ratings throughout his 2 terms. His ability to connect with the American people, communicate his vision effectively, and remain steadfast in his principles endeared him to many supporters. Reagan's presidency left a lasting impact on American politics and conservatism. His unyielding belief in limited government, free markets, and the importance of individual freedom shaped the Republican Party for decades to come. The movement that emerged around Reagan, often referred to as Reaganism, continues to influence conservative ideology and policy debates. Moreover, Reagan's optimism and charismatic leadership style left an enduring imprint on the national consciousness. His ability to inspire and rally Americans behind a vision of a stronger and more prosperous nation remains a testament to his leadership skills. Reagan's speeches, such as his moving tribute to the Challenger astronauts following the tragic Space Shuttle explosion, showcased his ability to comfort and uplift the nation during difficult times. In conclusion, Ronald Reagan's life and presidency epitomized the power of conviction, vision, and effective communication. From his humble beginnings in Illinois to his influential role on the global stage, Reagan left an indelible mark on American politics and conservatism. His legacy as a transformative leader continues to shape the nation's political discourse, reminding us of the enduring impact one individual can have on the trajectory of a nation.